So I've lived in America for the last 2 years, right? And when I'm there, people say, oh, Downton Abbey or the Queen. Now, I'm completely not that. I'm a Cockney from East London. I'm not posh. So this stuff is also like double Dutch to me. Because I eat with my hands, I eat with a fork, that's about it. I use it in the wrong hand. So I need to be taught. I need to show the American audience that I can be proper English for once.
For once. Come on. I'm sure we can get through this. It's like everything in life, Mark. Practice.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect.
But you'd think after 32 years I should know this. Going to America, I should be able to show off my posh side, but I don't. I can't.
Okay. Well, I'm going to share this with you and guide you and steer you accordingly.
So when I go back, I can say I'm from Downton Abbey then, right?
Well, you can say you've been given some guidance and steering. Okay. But you have to promise me you're going to practice.
I'll practice.
Okay, promise. Excellent. If you saw that cutlery in front of you, what do you think the first course would be? Correct.
Outside to the inside.
So you do know something.
No, but I got that from a movie. What was it? Maybe it was Parent Trap.
Right.
Remember Parent Trap
yes,
with Lindsay Lohan?
Absolutely.
And she goes to England? Yeah, outside to inside.
Always in, absolutely. Yeah. So soup to start off with.
Okay.
So here what we have in front of us is a pretty typical setting at a formal dinner. Starters, moving into fish, moving into your main course, and then in the UK, as you know, we call it pudding rather than dessert.
Yes.
Okay. This sort of setup here is because the table's quite tight, we've placed the left hand, the plate on the left hand side just slightly above to give us more elbow room. If we had more space, obviously the plate would be on your left hand side. One thing you can share with your wonderful viewers is if you do that in your left hand and that in your right hand, what letters are we spelling? What's that letter? A B, a B,
oh, that letter.
B,
okay, a B and D.
And a D. So bread will always be on your left and your drink will always be on your right.
Oh, okay, that's a good way to look at it.
And if you're a car fanatic, BMW, bread, meal, water.
Okay.
All right.
That's good.
With this type of setup, again...
What if you had wine?
Again, it's
still
more
W,
liquid.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, that's why I catch you
Yeah, you did. Wine glasses, white wine and red wine, slightly larger, the red wine glass, the white wine glass slightly smaller. In this particular situation, we have a soup plate rather than a soup bowl. The bowl would be more sort of larger than a ramekin. The soup, if you could take your spoon and hold it like that for me, please. We do not eat our soup like that. We go away from us.
Oh,
away.
Really?
So you would go away, just delicately there, and you would sip from the side. Yeah,
and sip
from the side. You would rest your soup spoon at 3 o'clock. Do we break or cut bread?
Well, I would say cut, but I know you're going to tell me break.
Break bread.
Wow.
Okay.
See this with a spoon, though. This is what I don't get, right? You're starving hungry.
Yeah.
You sit down at dinner. The soup comes. The last thing I want to do is go, right, that way, wipe, sip from here, put it back to 3 o'clock. If I was to be different and go in and just scoop it up and drink out of the bowl, what would happen?
You wouldn't have too many people who are going to invite you around to their home.
So you just literally wouldn't be invited again. He's not coming because he drinks from the bowl.
Literally.
I won't get invites anywhere.
Yeah, no, clearly. Hence, I'm going to try and help you get invited somewhere. So at the end of the day, it's about elegance, and it's also about appreciating what you're eating. You know, some people live to eat and some people eat to live. Okay, so I don't know which camp you fall into there. Do you like food?
Yeah, I love food.
I love food. So again, savor it. Rest between mouthfuls, break a piece of bread, a little bit of butter. We never put our bread in the soup.
Really?
Never.
It's the best bit.
Never.
A little dunk.
No, no dunking. You may do that behind closed doors, but when you're out in public, nice restaurant, being invited to someone's home, no dunking, no bread in the soup.
I'll be like that, like wanting to dip
yeah,
it in.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. But it's just a no-no.
Okay.
In America, crab chowder, break your crackers in, absolutely. But in this particular situation, a no-no.
Okay.
Soup, once you're finished, and you're finishing, you would tilt the plate ever so slightly to get the last bits of soup. And again, you would sip. And then once you were finished, you would place your soup spoon at the 6 o'clock position.
So when you're still eating the soup, it's 3 o'clock. If you're finished, 6 o'clock.
100%.
And then the waiter would come and clear your plate.
Only once everyone's finished.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So that's sort of
What about the way you hold the spoon? Because, see, I just hold it like that. Is
elegant.
it? What,
No, no pinkies.
No pinkies?
No
I
pinkies.
thought pinky was posh, like you grab the wine glasses very much like this, no?
You're most probably sharing with people that you could be wild and single. Could be a pickup.
Well, that means you're wild and single.
Possibly.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Right. No pinky. So again,
so keep the pinky in.
Yeah. Just holding your soup spoon.
Cool.
Sort of balance it there like that, Mark. Yeah. Just like that, and in.
All right. Cool. I'll go.
So now that's finished. We're going to take that away. How would you hold your knife and fork?
Now this might insult you. You might be very
Not at
disappointed.
all, not at all. Everyone does things
I
differently.
hardly use a knife.
Okay.
I get my fork, like that. Dunk it in, and I know you meant to use it that hand.
Correct.
Dunk it in, and if I want to cut, I just kind of give it a little break.
Riddle. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you to, have you ever seen one of those before?
I have, and I never know what they're for.
It's a fish knife.
Fish knife, yeah. Don't get that, because sometimes fish you do need to cut it.
It still will break off. If it's a good succulent fish, you can still break it off. If
Right,
it's the
okay.
bone, or you just push it off. So you would hold that very much like you would hold a normal knife.
And that's for sliding the fish away from the skin?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I'd love you to take up your main course cutlery for me, please, which is the main course fork and knife. I want you to get used to tucking the knife into there, putting exactly so that can push down, and your fork like that. The fork should always remain with the tines down. Never
Really?
turn him up.
I'm like that. I'm wrong hand, I'm upwards like that. I use it like a spoon.
Many people do. And I know in America it's bigger on how they eat as well.
Why do I cut? I cut like that with my left hand.
Are you left-handed?
Well, that's...
Are you ambidextrous?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
both, so I don't know.
What do you feel more comfortable doing?
Yeah, left.
Okay, well then eat like that. Then, if that's your... But still, then push the food onto your fork and then bring it up to your mouth. And then when we rest our cutlery like that between mouthfuls.
Oh, I was always taught by mum and dad, never cross your knife and fork.
No, this is resting position. So we have a conversation, we chew, obviously don't talk with food in our mouth. And then once you're finishing that mouthful, you start to then prepare the next mouthful and then in and you rest.
Oh, so you don't sit there talking, having a conversation?
No cutlery waving around.
Really?
Never.
Oh, I'm always holding my cutlery.
Yeah, banging a pair of drums, a set of drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the finished position would be the 6 o'clock position. Yeah,
Done.
Done. And that would, again, non-verbal communication. The team then should only clear when everyone's finished.
Great.
Yeah, and again, take time, appreciate the food, enjoy it. No stretching across the table.
That's
Okay.
another thing I do. I'll
No,
tell you what,
no toothpick at the table. Never ever clean your teeth with a toothpick at the table.
Really?
No.
Okay. I'm getting it all wrong.
Well, there's always a time and place to put that first step in the right direction.
It's very true. But the thing is, I haven't eaten today. You've just made me starving. I think my belly thinks I'm about to eat. And you've got the wine sat there staring at me. You've not even offered me a glass of that. See, now I would think you're rude at my dinner party.
Well, next time. Next time. Next
I'll let
time,
you off.
when we
Thank
have
you
more
so
time.
much.
It's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.